Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome back. Oh my goodness. Welcome back to Ben's Camera Show. I am Ben. This is my show, and it's about cameras for anyone who hasn't caught it before. And welcome back to the old guard fans who've probably wondered where I've been for the last 6 months. I've been right here. I've been here in London. I've been up to stuff that unfortunately meant that the camera show had to take a back seat for a few months. What have I been doing? Let's see. I've been I had some home renovations that made the winter particularly unpleasant for me. Big holes in the side of the house and in the roof and everything, all getting fixed up. What else? Work, you know, the usual, just non-camera show work, you know, the kind of work that you just have to do to stay alive. Unfortunately, that got in the way. What else? Workshops, yes. I've been teaching people, of course. I do that as a sideline. You can always hire me to come and teach you. Well, you come to me and I teach you how to do camera and developing and all of that stuff. What else? Yes, I sanded down and restored some garden furniture for 6 months. So camera show had to grind to a halt because you know, I was looking for the right kind of sandpaper. So yeah, I made a straight 8 film. That took a while. It took about 4 days to shoot it, and about a good 4 or 5 weeks of research leading up to that. I'm going to talk about that in another show because I've got a lot to show you about the making of that straight 8 film. There's a lot of fun stuff there to show you. Excuse me. What else did I do? Oh, I built a PC, which you may notice that tonight's and the subsequent night's camera shows are going to be in proper 4K high definition and with a better frame rate and hopefully better picture quality, maybe even a better sound quality, who knows. But it's, yeah, that was a long time coming. My old PC was just getting creakier and creakier, and OBS wasn't working so well anymore, couldn't update it. It was running Windows 7. Believe it or not, I've done 38 camera shows on a Windows 7 machine. Now I've gone up to Windows 11. In fact, let's have a look. I'm going to show you this because I'm so proud of it. Let's get over to my little box here. Let's see. Oh, yes, we got a new king, of course. Anyone who's not in the UK probably already heard about this. I went out and took some blurry pictures of the Mall. There's a guy taking a picture with the police in the background. And there's some people also taking selfies. This was a couple of days before the coronation. Of course, I buggered off out of town for the actual coronation. You don't want to be around then, because look at these people. They were a tent city. This is like 4 days before the coronation. Already, the mentalists were lining the Mall with their tents. Very British tent city. Although that's a half American flag on there for some reason. Maybe it's a mixed culture couple. Who knows? I don't know why. There's a picture of Big Ben. I put that in there. Why not? And those guys in the top, the sort of the upper left side, there were 2 Buddhist monks there taking selfies with Big Ben. That was interesting. Here's the computer. Yay! I got an old case, and I bought a bunch of second-hand gaming parts on eBay, and I put them all together. Watched a couple of YouTube videos how to do it. And the thing's working like a dream. And look, when you turn the lights off, there we go. LEDs. That wasn't really my intention. It's just so many parts of PC parts now. I've got bleeding coloured LEDs on them. So yeah, the inside of my machine looks like a disco. Unfortunately, I can't even show it off because it's completely enclosed. So, but I know that inside there, it's working hard. What else? What have I got to? Oh yeah, okay. Oh hey, some chats coming through already. Some familiar faces here. Barry Steinlager, Old Radios is in the town. Is in the someone called Flying O. I don't think I've seen them before. And yes, whoever that is. Flying O says best way to get a new PC: build your own. I was extremely proud of my work here. At least if this stream cuts out halfway through, probably means the damn thing's overheated. Although apparently I'm only using 4.8% of my CPU, so fingers crossed, eh? What else? I ran a nightclub and a meth lab, and I trafficked cocaine, and I was a hitman, and I stole some cars, and I earned $17 million. That was all playing Grand Theft Auto, which I had to do just to test out the new PC. And I've now racked up something like 400 hours on GTA, which may be a minute too long. I mean, God, if I'd spent 400 hours working on the camera show, I wouldn't need to do any more. I'd probably finish everything. I'd probably say everything I knew about cameras. But, you know, got to work hard and play hard. So, anyway, so, oh, Flying O says, first time watching live. Wow. Everyone, well, look, a few computer builders in the house. Now, what else did I do? Oh, yeah, I did some Exploding Cinema shows. And for those of you who don't know about Exploding Cinema, it is a film show of short films, of independent short films. And we do it at the Cinema Museum at the moment and another place called Eclectic, both in London. Here's some shots from the Cinema Museum. It is such a great place to go to see some films. We're open access. Wow, yeah, these are all on my phone on a long exposure, like a sort of a 8-second exposure because it's quite dark in there. We've got projections going everywhere. There's cinema ephemera everywhere. It's an amazing place. Charlie Chaplin lived there when he was a pauper because it's an old Victorian workhouse, believe it or not. And now we show films in there. Not Chaplin films, but other stuff. Stuff made by... people without questionable past. Anyway, so we're doing another one. We're doing another one in like a couple of days on Saturday. This Saturday, the 10th. Come on down to the Cinema Museum. There's a plug to go and see the what's going on at the Exploding Cinema. There's a user called Remjet. Yes, the brighter the colours, the better the performance. Oh, he's talking about the he or she is talking about the coloured LEDs in the computer. Anyway, we're going to get straight into it, believe it or not. Just bear with me if I'm a bit rusty. You know, haven't done this all for a little while, but hopefully it's all going away. It's all going to go swimmingly. Let's take that off. Now we're going to jump straight into a camera. Why not? This is the camera show, and I am very excited to show you today's camera. We are going to get straight into it. Let me switch this off and boom! The Mirage M10 Power Zoom. Yeah, what on earth is this? A Mirage. It's made by a company called IFBA sold by a company called IFBA in France through Dixon's in the UK, but it's not made by them. In fact, without anyone looking it up, can anyone recognize who the maker of this this camera might be? Let's see. I mean, I'm probably about 20 seconds ahead of the chat here, but while I put these gloves on in order to touch this thing, let's see if anyone can recognize this type of camera. The lovely wooden paneling and the absolutely disgusting sticky eye cup. That's a big clue for you all. Casper Daddy, you are correct. It was made by Chinon. And Chinon are notorious for their eye cups turning into tar over the years. In fact, that's why there's a blue paper here, because I don't want it fouling up whatever my table. I'm going to throw this paper away at the end. This is something, if you ever buy a Chinon and you see in the pictures like the eye cup is a bit disintegrated like this, be very careful when you get it. Do not touch it. I don't know what kind of devil's skin flaps they make these eye cups out of, but they degrade into, let me put some on my finger here, into this black tar. And I've actually, I held off on cleaning this up because I wanted to show you all. It is foul. Anything it touches gets black tar on it, and anything that it touches that has the black tar on it that then touches something else gets the black tar on that. Basically, this will infect anything it touches with this horrific... I can't even get it off here. Oh, my God. So what do you do about this? Well, firstly, there's no saving it. You've got to get rid of this. You've got to just chuck it the hell out. And then somehow I'm going to have to sort of unscrew this and remove all these little bits of crud. Oh, it's already like this. If you do get some on your hands, a bit of isopropyl alcohol will take it off. And in fact, isopropyl alcohol on a rag, I can't use my index finger anymore because I've got black tar and everything now. Just to show you, oh my God, it's everywhere. Oh crap. So if you put that, let's spray a bit of that onto there. So that will actually take the tar off eventually. But then watch out, this rag doesn't touch anything because that's going to infect everything with black tar. It is nasty. And I'm bloody hoping that there's a good camera on the on the other side of this eye cup, because oh my God, it's got even worse. Yuck. Hey, Manny's in the house. All right, I'm gonna properly clean this up later, but I think I've made my point here that yeah, watch out for chin-on eye cups, and if you see a camera which has an eye cup like that, it's most likely a chin-on. Whoever was in charge of making the eye cups at chin-on, they should be buried in that crap. It's like that stuff in that Alien film, you know, the one with the more recent one with the pool of black nastiness that infects people. Anyway, so now my isopropyl alcohol bottle is covered in the stuff. Never mind, let's get on to the camera. It's like old rollers on old projectors becomes a mess. Yes, it does. Lawrence Rousseau. Yes, I think I got your name wrong there, but never mind. So the Mirage M10 power zoom. In fact, let's have a look at some specs, some specifications here. IFBA in France, they made this thing. Yeah, it's the first thing I know. Well, I'll get that off the screen because you can actually see the damn thing. There it goes. First thing you have to know about this is that it's really heavy. Not only does it have this like totally retro wooden paneling on both sides, it is 1.8 kilos. That is heavy for a camera. It's I don't know how long I can even hold it up this way. It is. I don't know why it's so heavy. I mean, I quite like good metal bodies and heavy stuff. It might be the lens, because look at the size of that lens. That is a big ass lens. I've got a Bolex with a giant zoom lens on it, and I don't think it's even as big as this. Why do they put such a big lens on it? It might be to gather lots of light, because this thing goes all the way down to f1.7, which is not bad. There's only a few cameras which go lower than that. I think I've got a UMIG which goes to 1.2. So Remjet says they spent all the material budget on the wood panels. Yeah, quality. Anyway, so let's have a look at some features on this thing. Oh, does it work? Should we have a look? Firstly, let's have a look. Where do you put the batteries? Well, as usual, the batteries go into here, and it's one of these nice little these units, these things that Sankyos have and Chinons have. And underneath it, I didn't realize this till later, but see that, there we go. The light meter batteries. Yes, it's got the dreaded light meter batteries. 2 of them go underneath a flap here. In fact, maybe, whoa, there, it just popped out. There you go. So you've got to put your light meter batteries in there. I've never seen this system before. And then you've got to get that into there. And then you get your drive batteries on top of it. And let's have a listen, see if it wants to work. Let's get the old microphone on here. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, quite a dainty. It's not a little noise. It's not a heavy clunker. It's not particularly loud. I just expected something like this to be going, you know, but it's seems to work. Well, let's see for sure. I can't even hold it up for very long. So yes, batteries go in there. Easy peasy. Battery check. Oh crap, it's running. Battery check. Oh god, there's more of this stuff. Right, let's just take that off. Okay, all right. Here we go. So there's a battery check here for the motor, which the needle goes up, good, and the light meter also, needles jumping. There you go. So we're good to go with power. The eject, for some reason, there's an eject button here, which you slide upwards, and then it opens up this thing. There's a huge amount of space inside here. It's got, like, when the cartridge goes in, then there's all this extra space for some reason. Who knows? Anyway, it's pretty clean in there. It's got, well, here we have the cartridge. Oh, if I can see this. There we go. There's the cartridge ASA detector here. That's better. So that'll get pushed in various amounts depending on what ASA cartridge you've got in there. And in fact, let's put a cartridge in. Let's put an expired Kodachrome. Why not? And I don't know if you can see, but there we go. Oh boy, just about get some light on there, and the cartridge is going in. There we go. There we go. So nice. And in it goes, and we close that. And the funny thing is, the light meter on this thing, and I only discovered this today, is the light meter doesn't work unless there's a cartridge in. Never mind putting batteries into it, it won't actually do anything until you put the cartridge in. So what cartridges can this camera automatically meter? Quite a few, it turns out. This thing can automatically meter ASA 25, you won't find any of that probably, 40, so that's 50D, Kodak 50D it'll do. 64, if you find any old Ektachrome 64. It'll do ASA 100, so you've got your Ektachrome 100D there. Also Tri-X, which is Tri-X 200, I think it's 200. Also does 160 ASA and 250 ASA. Basically, anything other than 500T, this thing will automatically meter. Though I say that advisedly, that the automatic light meter might actually be buggered, might not be very accurate, but it does move around when I put a light in there. So here's hoping. What else does it have here? 2 buttons here. What do they say? They say 32 and backlight. Now 32, of course, is to do with our running speed, because it's got the old, if you want to run the there we go. So if you want to run the camera at 18 frames a second and then suddenly go into slow motion, listen to this. See? Speeds up. Talking of ASA, around here, you've also got 18 frames a second and 12 frames a second for some reason. Probably if you want to go in really, low light, you can undercrank it to 12, which is a nice feature. Let's face it, 12 FPS is a lot more useful than 24 these days with the price of film. In fact, let's hear might as well, while we're at it, just for completeness sake, let's hear the noise of the camera at 18 and at 12. So 18 and at 12. Yeah, slower. Yeah, it works. Very nice. What else we got? Well, here's our footage counter, the usual, just in meters and feet. And it's got, of course, it's got power zoom lens, which, let's hear that going. Hey, there it moves. Bit squeaky, but it works. Yay. There we go. This is confusing. It's got a lightning and an F on it, which leads me to think that it's to do with a flash. Flash sync. But I don't know why you would push that in to cause the flash to go off. I don't know. It's very odd. It's because usually, with these things that have flash syncs, like the Yumi, like the Sankyos, it'll just automatically get triggered when you pull the trigger here. But this thing, I don't know. You can film and then hit the flash button. Very odd. Talking of sync, at the back here, this thing here is one of those control wires. It's a little mini micro jack, which will go to a tape recorder and start triggering the tape recorder when you hit the run button, which is well, it's an obsolete kind of system now. You might as well just film with a clapperboard and whatnot. I don't have a micro jack cable to go into a tape recorder. In fact, my tape recorder is not even working. So just take it from me, you won't probably need that. Let's see. Oh, Old Radio says he's got, not film, but he's got a couple of vintage Vidicon tube cameras from the 70s working. Oh, I love those tube cameras. Those old kind of, the ones they filmed Doctor Who on, and like the Tom Baker ones, that kind of smeary video. Love it. Love that. What else we got here? Well, at the front here, nothing particularly amazing. It's the run lock button. So lock, Can't do it. Run, and if you push it down and turn it, there we go, hands-free, the usual. Standard, par for the course. These two things here, what have we here? There's two of these. Now, they look like they could take what is it called? A shutter release cable. So let's plug one in, see what it does. Let's try this one on the left first. Okay, this is exciting. What's it going to do? Let's put the microphone and... Weird noise. It's single frame, basically. When you activate that, not that you're going to be able to see. Maybe you can. Who knows? Let's see. Let's see if you can see there. If I do this, actually, you do have quite a good field of vision. So look down there, and I'll flick this cable release. Whoop. There it goes. One frame. You can see that very easily. Nice. So what does the other one do? Let's see what the other one does. I think we all know what the other one does. Let's try it. So let's run this, and yeah, it just runs the camera with the shutter release cable. Simple as. It's more of a mechanical camera, this thing, rather than an electronic one. A lot of the stuff is, because this is just one of these things. It's not one of those ones, those electronic ones. Is there anything left to show you on this? Not really. There's just it's just the lens here, really. The lens goes from 6.5 millimeters, which is pretty wide, all the way to 65, which is it's not bad. It's a pretty good zoom lens. And the distance here that goes from 1.5 meters, well, obviously, to infinity. There it is, yeah. Finally, what's this on top? What have we got here on top? Something very important, actually. A couple of important things. Firstly, this is the manual exposure, which you can go from auto, you turn that to manual. In fact, I think I've got a picture of the view inside the camera. Let's have a look. Not this. There we go. Yeah, I took that with my phone down the viewfinder, got some of that black tar on the phone. Thank you very much, chin on, bastards. But, it's quite simple. You just turn that thing, and that black needle goes around the from 0 to from f1.7 up to 16 or 22. And that circle at the top, I believe, will just show you the film running. It's a film running indicator. Pretty standard. Let's get rid of that. And finally, you've got a flash gun thing there with a little knob in there, and if you push down on that thing, it will remove the daylight filter. Also, and this is a bit odd, I don't know why, but this button here, okay, it's not in focus. There we go. It says filter on it, and when you hold that down, it takes out the filter, the daylight filter. There, you can just about see in the very center there. It's coming and going, and it's a bit odd because you have to hold that down. So it's like if you go outside with some tungsten film, and you film around, and you go inside. I guess you got to hold that down. Not inside, but if you go from daylight to tungsten light, you've got to hold this down while you film. I don't know, a bit weird that. But of course the camera can automatically, with this knob, with this button here, the camera will actually automatically cancel the daylight filter if your cartridge has a notch for it. So generally, I wanted to hate this camera, to be honest. Quite often, wooden paneling on a camera is a sign of shit quality. Not always. In fact, after today, I'm pretty sure I have to re-examine that opinion, because everything works on this thing, and it does have a pretty good feature set. You can crank the motor at different speeds. You can put a flash on it. You can run it single frame. You can run it remotely. You know, you can do auto and manual exposure. Very important if you're going to shoot some expired film. So, you know, other than the weight, maybe the weight is a good thing. Maybe that's why it's still working, this thing. But other than the weight, the Mirage M10 Power Zoom is not a bad little piece of kit. In fact, you can see its provenance here. If this is film corn. But if you have a look at some chin-ons, there you go. Oh, no, that's the Mirage as well. There, see, that's a chin-on. Very similar. Very similar. You can tell that they had a bit of paneling left over. Because this was made in 74, 75, but their chin-on stopped putting wooden paneling on their cameras around the early 70s. So they probably, when IFBA came to them and said, voulez-vous un camera... Oh, God, my French is gone. Would you, yeah, they say, can you make a camera for us? The chin-on people said, actually, yes, we've got a whole load of leftover wooden paneling, which we'll make a nice little camera for you there. So enough of that. Let's have a look to see what the footage looks like. Oh, some comments. Let's just have a quick look at the comments here. What's the filter thread size? 67, 72? That is a good question. That is a very good question. And in fact, I have some filter adapters which you can screw into there. Yeah, I would... Oh, damn, it's big. I mean, at a very, very quick measurement here, I reckon I could get an approximation of what the filter size is. My God, that's like 75 millimeters. Holy crap. And look, and talking of holy crap, look, see? Touches anything. The black gunk is back. That's a very big filter. Hope I've got an adapter to do that. Anyway, should we see some footage? Let's see some footage that we shot. I shot some 50D on this. And let's see what the result of that was. Well, the 50D, for a start, I developed it in some ECN2, which was a little bit old, so I had to do a test run first, just to make sure that the developer and everything was working. So I went and filmed some with my UMIG. Let's get into the screening room here. I filmed a bit on the UMIG, my UMIG Mini 5, my trusty UMIG Mini 5, and yes, it worked. I did it a few different times, lengths of time here. I did it at, I tried 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and 7 minutes. So that's 3 minutes, that's 5 minutes, 7 minutes. There, you can really see the difference there between leaving in the developer for longer or shorter. Let's have another. Whoa! Excuse me. I'll show you a bit. I'll show you that again, just so we can see. Here we go. 3, 5, 7. See? It gets more contrast the longer you leave it in the color developer. 3, 5, 7. So there's a lesson for you all. If you're going to use old developer, it looks better if you leave it in for a bit longer. I think I did it for 6 in the end. Don't know why. And so let's have a look at see what that footage looked like from the Mirage M10. On Kodak 50D, lovely sunny day. I think I shot this at about f8, maybe f5.6. I've slowed this down a little bit because I only shot a few seconds because film is expensive, as we know. Not bad. It was hard to film this because I couldn't put it up to my eye without getting one of that comical black ring around my eye from the tar. So I kind of estimated. Yeah, can't really complain. I mean, it's a decent lens. Obviously, the scan I did was on my Wolverine, so it's not the best quality picture, but the thing works. The Mirage. Oops, get that off. The Mirage M10. A surprisingly not bad camera. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it much. I mean, it's just so bulky, so heavy, and it lays black crap everywhere I put it. Well, I'm going to have to sort that out in the end, and I'm going to watch what I touch for the rest of the show. Let's put that away. We'll get straight on to the next part. Oh yeah, we're ripping ahead. reason for that, and the reason is I'm right after this show, I'm off to the British Film Institute. I'm going to see a show there, which is they have a season at the moment called Film on Film, where they're showing film, and this is now a kind of a novelty now, but they're showing film projected on actual film. So yeah, and they're going to show tonight. They're going to show a straight 8 night. They're not going to show one of mine, but they're showing some real classics from over the years, including one by Mark Jenkin, who's going to be there, as will Asif Kuredi. Let me get the proper. Where is it? Yeah, Straight 8 Originals. They're showing tonight, and that's at 9:15. So yes, Asif Kapadia and Mark Jenkin will be there, and very excited to go down and see that. Mainly because they gave me a free ticket. So yeah, I'll be front and center. Well, I'll be wherever they've given me the ticket. More comments. Oh, some people with gaffs tuning in. I've never really had a gaff that I really warmed to, I have to say. I'm afraid that gaff kind of put me off. I had a couple of bad gaffs, which which didn't spark much joy, and maybe there's some good gaffs out there, but not the ones I've got my hands on. Maybe one of the one of these days I'll get a working gaff that actually is a nice one. So let's get on to the next part of the show. What I'm going to show you now is very exciting. It's some film stock which I got hold of. That's right, I got some film stock from the nice people at Kahl, K-A-H-L. They sent me an email which shows that advertising does work if it goes to the right person at the right time. But they said they had only 2 cans left of this N74 made by ORWO, black and white, standard 8 film, perforated for standard 8, and it's 400 ASA. I've never had a black and white film that's that fast. Obviously, 500 ASA is, a bit faster, and color. But I've noticed that it's not particularly, it doesn't look particularly good in standard 8 500T. I think maybe the grain and the small frame and everything doesn't work very well. But this N74, I've been having some fun with it. I've been having some fun. So let's have a look. Oh, I forgot one more thing before we get into that. How much would it cost to buy yourself one of those Mirage M10s on the eBay? Well, I only found one that had ever been sold on eBay for the princely sum of £13.99. So, if you find one, they're probably pretty undervalued. When was that sold? 22nd of March this year. Huh. Okay. Maybe that person then threw it away, and then my mate Justin gave me that one. Who knows? There you go then. Let's see. Remjet says, I love Mark Jenkin. Ennis Men was such a stunning film. To be honest, I thought Bait was a work of genius, and I enjoyed it a bit more than Ennis Men. Although I do love the fact that he shot it all on film, and it's got that real retro 70s look to it. So let's have a look. We've done that now. Let's have a look at what the N74 looks like. Where did I go to test this? Well, I went to a nightclub, of all places, at my age. I went to a nightclub which was featured in The Batman, in this particular scene here. Let's have a look. I don't know. They probably shot this on film. Let's. Where is it? Here we go. So I don't know if I'm going to get a YouTube strike for showing this. I might. But just to show you the location, before I show you my footage, it's this amazing place. It was a place where they did they printed newspapers, and then it turned into a nightclub, and now it's closed, which was very sad. Batman kicking ass. I kicked Batman's ass. I kicked Batman's ass. I kicked. You probably all think I've gone nuts, but if you know what I'm singing about, you'll know. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, very dark, lots of flashing lights, lots of high contrast stuff. Batman, yeah, kicking ass again, whatever. See, Batman, he didn't come there to dance; he came there to fight. Anyway, the film was pretty crap, to be honest. Didn't the rest of it wasn't all that good. So firstly, let's show you what I filmed in the place with my phone. Yeah, so that was the I don't know if I'm drowning myself out with the music, but that's what it looked like with my phone. And look at the picture just above me here. What did I film this on? Everyone's filmed. Look at, they're all filming with their phones. Everyone's got their phones out, taking some pictures. And what's this? What the hell is this? I don't know. Let's have another look. What the hell was I filming on? So here's some pictures of, yes, you've seen all that. There we go. There, I used one of these. I used a Bellen Howl Filmo. And to be honest, even with all the noise and the crowds and everything, people still like stopped dancing and asked me what the hell I was holding there. You know, I obviously shouted in their ear about how it's a film camera and it's got some very fast N74 in it. And to be honest, I keep saying to be honest. I'm going to stop saying that now. Can I just say for the record, I'm being honest for the whole show here. So I can stop saying that. Yeah, so I put the N74 into here. It doesn't have a focus. It just has f-stop settings. I opened it up pretty wide, I think, for the whole time. And it fit in my pocket. It did clunk around and hit me in the hip a few times when I was boogieing down. The DJ I went to, by the way, it was a whole load of 90s DJs. There was Giles Peterson, Patrick Forge, Kruder and Dorfmeister, Nightmares on Wax, Bonobo. It was Bonobo, yeah, Bonobo. It was a great night, and I was yes, I was suitably tired at the end of that. Let's look at the footage. Oh, yeah, we've seen this. Okay, finally, right, here we go. Now, again, the transfer's a bit grainy because it's a Wolverine transfer, but check it out. I got some decent exposures in there in a dark nightclub. 400 ASA. Yeah. Let's just shut up for a minute. Yeah, that was me. That's how I dance, by the way. That's how I roll. But yeah. Just pause it there. Oh. All right. Are we all danced up enough? Now, that's the Cinema Museum. Okay, after I keep going about Exploding Cinema, but after that I went to Exploding Cinema. Obviously, I put the show on with some other people, and I was well. Let's have a look at the footage there. Again, a dark place. This time I've actually bumped it up in post. I've increased the brightness and contrast as well. And it's a very dark place for projections, but yeah, my only problem is it would have been nicer in color. Also, all that digital noise there, it's not as grainy as it looks there. It's again, it's the Wolverine. Now you've seen the photos of what it looks like in there, so that's the black and white. Yeah, it was a good time had by all. So N74. I can confirm that 400 ASA film is good in low light. What a revelation. Who would have guessed? And that was on, oh yeah, I shot that lot. I shot on this. It's my Bolex B8L acquired for the sum of £14 on eBay. good deal. I had to CLA it myself, though. Barry says, very retro looking. Laser lights on 8mm film. Too cool. You're damn right. I'm too cool for my own good. Right, what else can we do with this? Well, I tried to film it in daylight because, of course, you know, why not? Firstly, oh yeah, a bit of a test on the old exposure here. That's what it looked like at f1.8. Too bright. This is just 2, 2.8, 4. 4's about the sweet spot, and then it gets a bit too dark. But it's great. It gives you so much more range to play around with. And here we go. Here's in this is in the Vienna U-Bahn. I took it on holiday, and that was in a dark restaurant. Sorry about the light leaks. I don't know where they're from. Hopefully not the X-ray. Disco ball, which was in a pizzeria. I probably shot this at 12 frames per second. So as you can see, it looks all very fast. Some of it. So yeah, it works in the daylight as well. It's a bit cloudy there. So yeah, as long as you squeeze up your f-stop to a high level. But the interesting thing about this is this. Oh, that's the Wittgenstein house. That's where Wittgenstein lived, or his sister, or something like that. So yeah, this all looked pretty good. Just in the street, you can use it in the day, you can use it at night, you can use it in the light, you can use it in the dark. You're on a plane as well. Ooh, was I naughty? Are you allowed to? And then a bit of filming of the old coronation. And here you go. Here you see the problem with parallax. Looking through the viewfinder of this, I actually didn't see who they're putting the crown on, so maybe we'll never know. Now, out in the bright sunshine, somewhere you shouldn't take 400 ASA film, I shot this at half shutter. So I turned this knob here and went to 1/76th of a second, rather. And yeah, that's this footage here, very crisp. You know, you can get your f-stop all the way to like 11/16, and with the half shutter, you can get some nice crispy footage there. Nice, no motion blur, no problems with other blur. Old Radio says, our town has a new Ace Hardware. I can fix everything now. Oh, okay. I know Ace Hardware. It's an American hardware shop, isn't it? That's good place, that. Good people. They always help you out. So yeah, so that's daylight with the 400 ASA film. Now, I did one other thing with this 400 ASA film. Can anyone tell me, here's another quiz. What else can you do other than shooting in low light? What can you do with a fast film? And the answer is in the question. Anyone? Probably have to wait 20 seconds for you all to catch up. So I drink my tea. What can you do with some very fast black and white film? Flying Earth says, do you prefer the half shutter to ND filters? Yes, I do. Well, ND filters for a start, they're a hassle to get hold of in the right size for these little D-mount lenses. And it's got a half shutter is good for for action scenes. Okay, time's up. I will tell you what fast film is good for other than filming in low light. It's, of course, filming in slow motion. Yes, because, when you do lots of grains, I guess if you want lots of grain, yes, that is true. But grain is more of, I see it as a side effect, but if you want that grainy look, then sure. Catch fast-moving objects. Yeah. I'll assume you wrote that before I said it. But yes, you can film fast things in slow-mo. And that's where I really had some fun. Because what I did, I cranked the speed on this thing all the way up to 64 frames a second. And with the half shutter, it gave me a shutter speed I worked out of just under 1/300th of a second per frame. So we had some fun. Let's see what we did. Well, firstly, I went with my son. Here we go. So yeah, these were done took my son to the golf course. It's not really a golf course, just a sort of a pitch and putt place. Yeah, I did it. Use the Bolex B8L with a wide-angle 5.5 lens at f5, 64 frames a second, half shutter, which was 75 degrees, 1/300th of a second. And let's have a look and see how slow that can get. Nice. Whack. Yes. And please don't write in about my son's golf game. He managed to hit it, and that's all. I actually did pretty well on that shot. Neither of us have ever had a lesson. Now that's not piss, by the way. That's from a hose. I thought water's something you can't fake. So I dripped some water from a hose, and then I went nuts. I started throwing bricks around the place. Nice. And then I thought, well, let's do bricks and water. Boom! Oh, that's so nice. That's so crispy. Let's have another one. Whack! No motion blur at all. In fact, then I slowed it down even further on Premiere. So we've got, look at how the water sheets up out of the bowl here. Wow. Nice. And let's see the last one as well. Come on. This is costing me money. Boom. Very nice. I had to explain to the wife why the cat bowl was dented after all of this. God, the things they put up with. Eh? Now... what's left? Yes, so I've only got one roll of that stuff, of this this N74. I've got 400 feet of it, and then that's the end, I think. That's the problem with shooting standard 8, is that it's hard to get hold of some good film, some good stock, some good fresh stock, that is. Oh, right. Enough of that. Catch, fast, move. Yes. Oh, Flying O said love it. Well, that's nice. Thank you. I love all of you too. Right. It's finally time, because I'm rushing through this because I've got to get down to that screening soon. But, of course, let's see. Have I got any housekeeping before I do it? Yes, I'm going to be doing shows for the next 4 weeks, which is exciting. I'm going to... I'm going to be doing a show next week, which is another camera and another film stock test. And then a week after that, I'm going to do one all about my straight 8 film, which involves some very interesting processes that I had to do some serious research to sort out, to get ready. And I'll premiere the film there as well. And the week after that, maybe some more cameras. We'll see what goes on. See what I'm up to. Old Rear says, I'm losing my mind in this store. Are you in the hardware shop right now? Wow, cool. Well, this is going to be fun. We're going to go to our movie time. Yes, it's time for the live movie. The live movie. And this week, it's something on Standard 8. And it's called The History of Cinema. We're going to watch the whole history of cinema. Okay, I have to just get the DSLR working. Oh, is it switched on? Let's switch it off. Switch it off and on again. And hopefully, there it goes. We got it. Okay, let me just make sure, just show you all that this is a live. Yep. There we go. It's a live picture. So let's get the lights off and we'll watch some stuff. Lights, camera, projector, action. So we will be, yes, the history of cinema, everyone. And we'll get some music on there as well. It's animated, and it's actually a sound Standard 8 film. Believe it or not. Yeah. I don't have a sound Standard 8 camera, and I've no idea. No, I don't have a sound Standard 8 projector rather. So I don't know what they're saying right here, but they're probably saying like, you know, the invention of television meant that less people were going to the movies. In fact, as everyone got a TV aerial on their houses, the movie attendance dropped off. They don't know what to do. Lots of movie places closed. So the people in charge, the bigwigs at the studios said, we have to get people back out of their houses and into the cinemas. And then they thought, how are we going to do this? He's got an idea. What is it? Is it widescreen? Look at that Cinerama. That's the stuff. That's how you're supposed to watch 2001. A Space Odyssey. Yeah. I'm sorry about the quality, but what are you going to do? Isn't that ironic? There's a film all about how the amazing quality of cinema as opposed to TV, and here I am apologising on the internet for a pretty ropey telecine of of film. I don't know why they're morphing a saxophone into various things there. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're... oh! Batman, again? Fairchild, Old Radio says. Fairchild's made a sound stands 8. They did indeed. Yes. And Lawrence asked, was it optical sound? It's a good question. I know that they... I don't know. The film that I'm showing you this on doesn't have an optical soundtrack. It's magnetic sound. I reckon it was the Fairchild had a magnetic tape head like the later Super 8 cameras, and I reckon it recorded onto sound there. I'd be very surprised if it managed to get an optical sound print onto the picture as well. Oh look, the end. Okay, what's the end of that? And what's after this? This is on a reel that I bought, a blank reel, and it turned out to have all these films on it. So I have no idea what was put on these films. In fact, I better cut this off if anything naughty comes up, because that has been known to happen. You buy an old film, and someone died and they left their entire porno collection on film. I don't know what to do with it. What is on this? Oh God, this is scary, because I have no idea what's going to come up now. I just wanted to show you the history of cinema. Le projection de ce film en séance publique gratuite. Film office présenté. Oh God, hope it's not dirty. I think it's a cartoon. Hey, it's Popeye. Un film de la série Popeye. It's French Popeye, everyone. Well, we're not going to sit through an entire Popeye here. Le ballon en feu. The balloon of fire. I believe that was a curry restaurant that used to be... Okay. All right. You know what? We're gonna call it a night. God, it went quickly. It's been nearly an hour. Jeez. Yeah, I'm trying to keep these under an hour. But listen, this is great. I believe that I may have done a camera show. I may have restarted the camera show now for the next few weeks, and I would be very, very appreciative if everyone tunes in next week. We're going to have more of the same, more old cameras, more old film, some very, very weird expired color film experiments I've been doing. Some very nice results there. And then I shall be yes, I'll do this for a month, and then the decorators are coming back in, so everything's got to be broken down, and yeah, so that's going to be another nightmare. Barry says had a great time. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It has been good. I'm very happy to be back in the saddle, and after all the nonsense that I've been doing the last 6 months, it's great to be back on solid ground. I'm off to the BFI now to see the Film on Film, and if you're in London on Saturday, come on down to Exploding Cinema. And yes, looking forward to it, says Flying O. So am I. Anyway,